Yes, namaste. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar on experiencing Devi. Our special guest, our faculty, our Guruji is Sri Asoji. And during today's webinar, we're introducing our Experiencing Devi retreat. It's a transformative in-person 4-day retreat hosted at our campus in Florida between August 29th and September 1st. But during this session, we're going to hold this space to reconnect with the Divine Feminine in her many forms. Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga, Umagori, many others, and Shri is going to discuss and get into all of that. So whether you're spiritually inclined, academically curious, musically inspired, or just simply seeking inner renewal, this retreat is designed to be an immersive experience that is going to help you connect the rich and living tradition of Devi worship through scripture, music, mantra, ritual, and personal experience. So in this webinar, we'll talk about the details of this webinar, if it's right for you, registration details, how this retreat can be a turning point, an opportunity to rejuvenate your inner world through spiritual practice, music, nature, and community. And this community that we've been building at Hindu University of America is amazing. I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm proud to be a part of it, and I hope you will join in whatever way you can. So with that brief introduction, let me introduce our faculty, our guest panelists, our speaker, Sri Asoji. He's actually a retired system analyst from the Franklin County Board of Development Disabilities in Columbus, Ohio. He has an academic background in physics, mathematics, law, computer sciences, but he's here because he is a Vedic scholar, has had training in Sanskrit, and he's been teaching Vedanta to many students at many mandirs, giving talks and lectures since 1995 across the United States. And we are glad to have him at Hindu University of America, teaching courses, joining us for webinars, hosting retreats. It's just a pleasure and honor to have you, Sri Asoji. So with that brief introduction, let me hand it to you. And just before I do, actually, take a look at the poll. Please let us know if this is your first webinar, where you've if you've enrolled in a course, and then I'm going to launch another poll just asking how you heard about the webinar. And if you haven't yet, please put in the chat where you're zooming in from. Kuma Gupta ji from Boston, always glad to have you. Prabhat ji from Minneapolis, awesome that you are joining. Thank you, everyone. And now with that, let me hand it to Sri Asoji to get us started on experiencing Devi.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me start with a prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Friends, hearty welcome to you. Ankurji, as always, your dynamic presence and conducting this webinar is extraordinary, very encouraging, and then it brings a lot of enthusiasm in me too. At the outset, Ankurji, among the attendees today who have joined us in the webinar, there is one person that I would like to recognize, and that is Ravi from Columbus. You just mentioned Ravi is here from Columbus, and then he has been a very, very dear friend to me. And besides that, he has been of extraordinary support behind the scenes. So some of you, Ankurji, you also know about this. We had a retreat for Shiva, and the entire manual, the extraordinarily well laid out manual for the entire retreat was produced by Ravi. And then I'm also possibly he will be helping us in preparing the manual for the Devi retreat. Also, in spite of his extremely busy life, he is a very senior executive in the state of Ohio government. In spite of his onerous responsibilities, he has been of great support in creating all these manuals. Thank you, Ravi. I would like to publicly acknowledge your extraordinary support for this effort. Thank you. Then a little introduction to the Devi experience. Then we'll go back and say that what exactly do we mean by experiencing a Devata? What is that? How do we say that we can experience a Devata? So there is a beautiful prayer. There is a beautiful prayer in our Shastras. But many of you know this prayer, especially those of you who are studying Bhagavad Gita and such other scripts. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi. So there are various gods, such as Brahma, the creator, Varuna, who gives us rain, Indra, who gives us strength and leads the gods, Rudra, we talked about Shiva, and then Marutaha, the various winds. There are 49 of them, different kinds of winds, starting from a breeze to a tornado. Marutaha, they actually pray and worship and contemplate and experience by chanting Divyaistavaihi. Divya means divine. Stava means prayer. By divine prayers, these gods worship to recognize the Devi. Then there are the scholars and the rishis of various kinds. There are what are rishis called mantra kridbhya. That means those to whom mantras were revealed in the very first place. Then there are mantra patibhya. That means there are masters who have mastered the Vedic mantras. And then such of them, they actually go into meditation, dhyana. And in dhyana, they completely focus the entire personality, especially the doubting mind and the questioning intellect, is completely surrendered by using the Vedic mantras. And then it says, Vedaihi Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha. These rishis and the Vedic scholars, using the Veda, they sing to realize and to experience the divine. So they do it through words, pada, and then a specific arrangements of the words of the Veda called krama. And then they also contemplate on the philosophical aspect called Upanishad, and they sing all of this. Now, say song is something which wells out of joy in the heart. So one is scholarship and learning of these mantras. Another is being able to sing that with immense amount of joy. And that is the second method by which a devata is experienced. Then there is a third method that is identified. Dhyanavasthita tadgadena manasa pashyantiyam yoginaha. The yogis, they go into deep meditation. They completely laser sharp focus on that devata. And then they see the goddess. They see the devata. So the process of knowing, experiencing a devata is by stotra prayer. Then from stotra to singing musically all those prayers and chanting the various Veda mantras. Then it is deep contemplation to see. So there is prayer, stotra, there is singing, gayana, and there is seeing. Seeing is pashyanti. So in the webinar, we would like all of us to sit together and go through this process of using the Divya Stotras, the divine hymns, so that we can pray to the Devi. Then praying to the Devi, the Devi will start finding her place in our hearts. And then we will actually start contemplating. Then we are going to also see the Devi. So this is, in short, the process of experiencing any Devata. And this is what we did for Shiva. This is what we are going to do for Devi. And in the coming months, we will also plan to do similar thing for Surya, for Vishnu, for Ganapati. That way, there are many opportunities for experiencing the Devatas. So with that introduction, if any of you have any question, any observation, we'll have a little interactive session here instead of my monologue. Thank you.
Okay, so please raise your hand in the Q&A box, raise your hand in the participant window, or ask a question in the Q&A box, and we'll get your thoughts. If there are any previous students of Sri Sri SOG that want to share their experience, maybe Ravi, I'll give you a chance, and you can share a little bit about your experience. Any other previous students, and yes, please send your question in now. And maybe I can just launch it, right? So this is in a series of different retreats where we're experiencing Devatās. You've offered courses, you've done rituals. So just contextualize what we're doing at HUA and how it's all connected, if you can.
I think Ravi has raised, if he has something to say, will.
Namaste, Guru Garu. Can you hear me?
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste, everybody. Thank you for opportunity for talking here. So I've known Ashwin Garu almost 10, 12 years. Since I moved in here, I met Ashwin Garu through other classmates. So, and that's the best thing ever happened to me in my life. And learning that Vedic chanting and participate got opportunity to participate some other Vedanta classes, Upanishads, and those things. And every time I'm enjoying this class and everything. It's enlightening me here in the spiritual world. So continue learning every time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Ravi ji. Gayatri ji, let's hear from you.
Namaskara. I know Dr. Ashwin. I was introduced through one of my friends from Orlando last year. I'm a pain doctor, pain specialist in Iowa. I was so pleasantly impressed and surprised to see that all these fantastic things by Ashwin was happening. And I was introduced only 1 year ago. I said, where was I? I missed out on so much. I wish I knew well beforehand. So I think please let a lot more people know about Ashwin. He's from Bangalore. He speaks my language. So it's very close to my heart. And I understand, like I can relate quickly if he says something because I understand quickly because that's my language too. But then he knows DVG, he knows so much, everything so much in common. And in India, they teach us, they don't teach a whole school, but I was in national school, so I was lucky. We had prayers in school and HN was there. So he introduced a lot of it. I'm from military background, so I grew up in military background where all this was not there so much, but it was there. But luckily, because of national school and now with Ashwin, we are learning Rudra Prashna, Namaka, Bhagavad Gita classes. I never want to miss any of the webinars that he suggests. And I'm so happy. And thank you very, very much. And I really am happy my friend Rohini introduced me to this group. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Gayatri.
Wonderful. Thank you, Gayatri ji, for that.
Yes.
So a word about the location, Ankurji, if you could say something about where we are having the webinar. I'm sorry, where we are having the retreat.
Yeah. So Ashwin Kumar So the retreat is going to be at our Pine Lake campus. Let me pull up a couple photos and show you what it looks like. So it is about 60 miles outside of Orlando. It is beautiful. It is in nature, but the accommodations are pretty good. We have a couple options in terms of shared housing, dormitory style, and then private chalets, semi-shared chalets. I think you can see the photos now. So this is the inside. This is the gallery. Where's the gallery? Yeah. And so we have maybe 30 slots available. So we're hoping to fill up all of our slots for this retreat. Yeah, here we go. So this is the whole campus. It's about 300 acres. It's a shared space. We're doing a lot on this campus retreat space, thanks to some of our benefactors, the Brahmaratan Akaral and Suresh Gupta ji. They've been supporting us and have given us a home at this Pine Lake campus retreat space. It's in Groveland, Muscat. So this is the shared chalet. There's like one room on this side, one room on the other side, a private bathroom, and kind of a shared kitchenette space. And then the housing is kind of rooms with bunk beds, really good for families. If you want to bring your whole family out, that would be amazing. I think we have some slight discounts if you bring, multiple people. So this is what it looks like inside. Some of the nicer houses is, something that you might see in an urban space. So this is what the insides look like. People come out here for camping, retreats, other organizations, and we are glad to call this our headquarters as of now for Hindu University of America. Yes, that's a little bit about the campus. Again, please ask your questions. Happy to answer. Let me just share, how did you hear about this webinar? Most of you are on our HUA email list, not so much on social media, WhatsApp, or ads didn't hit friends, quite a few of you. But as Gayatri ji said, please share, let people know. And that's part of this thing that we're doing at Hindu University of America, right? A lot of us have this inheritance of Hindu knowledge that's millennia old, and we don't even know it exists. And Gayatri ji, this Hindu University of America, a lot of us came into it more recently. I didn't know it existed until I joined in 2019, but this university itself has been in existence since 1993 when it was authorized by the state of Florida. But year by year, we're growing, and now is as good a time as any to join. So please join, share, let people know about Hindu University of America, our different offerings. And just if people are curious, if you can see, we have 7 first-timers, quite a few regulars, and people who attended before our webinars. People have taken courses, are enrolled in programs. The 10 of you who haven't taken a course but are considering, yes, please join a course, enroll in a retreat, get involved with HUA. And if you're not interested in courses, maybe it's retreats, maybe it's these webinars, maybe you're just supporting, however it is, please do become a part of the Hindu University of America family. We have the Friends of HUA chapters designed to engage people. So Suhashini ji from Orlando, this is really close to you. Maybe the retreat can work for you. Balabat from California, thank you for joining. Yes, Prabhat ji, Shreyasu ji is always to the point and gives the citations. It's he's an amazing faculty. We're glad that he's continuing to offer more with HUA. So I don't see any questions in the Q&A box. I see a hand raised from Kumu Gupta ji. Kumu ji, let's hear what you have to say.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, hi. So I don't know if you're going to cover this, but also what's the relationship between this kind of philosophy where you have the Devis, the Indian female goddesses, and the way the society treats women, if you're going to make that dotted line there. And yeah, it's your retreat campus looks very nice. I didn't know you had your office on the retreat campus, so that's very nice. All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kumuji. Good question. How are we going to connect this to what's actually going on in the world and how women are treated? Please share.
here actually the goal of the webinar of this retreat is to study the Devi, and of course in the course of our discussion we will see how the Devi, both in her wars with the various demons, established that a goddess can also punish a person who dishonors women. That we will see as part of our study of the Devi Mahatmya from the Puranas. But basically, taking the current social aspects and challenges for women, or the opportunities for women, I think is a little out of scope of the retreat, because in the retreat it is more to see how in each individual, by means of contemplating on the Devi, can realize that Shakti. There are three kinds of Shaktis are there in every person. It is the power to know. It is called Jnana Shakti. Then we have the power to desire something. That's called Ichcha Shakti. Then we also have the power to act, and that is called as Jnana Shakti. And this is intrinsic to every human being, irrespective of the gender. And therefore, the purpose of the retreat is to discover how we can bring out all these three powers from within ourselves. So the social issues will take a back seat. The social and current issues will take a back seat. We are going to focus more on, as I mentioned, the Stotra and the Veda and the Dhyana, and actually performing the ritual and experiencing the presence of the Devi within oneself. So that is a scope for Ankurji. If you can annotate, if there's anything I omit or have omitted, please comment.
Yeah. So during the retreat, you're going to do this deep experiential understanding and studying and learning. Afterwards, you could write a blog about it, and we'll post it on the HUA website, connecting it to what else is going on from your own experience. So again, Hindu University of America is a platform. We're offering these courses. Again, it's a university. We're focused on the academic aspect of it, not the activist aspect of it. But once you have the knowledge, once you have the jnana, you can apply it how you will. And if you're taking courses and you're a part of it, we can share that in blogs and emails, on social media. We want to highlight our students and how they're utilizing this knowledge in the modern context. So we'd be happy to bridge the gap in that way. But again, as Śāstric just said, the retreat is going to be focused on the actual learning aspect of it. But it's 4 days, you know, it's immersing yourself, being in person. It is a great experience, but it's only 4 days. So it's hard to cover everything. And as we get closer to the retreat, we'll talk about, and I think you already outlined a little bit of the details day by day, what's going to be covered. We'll share the readings. And as Śāstric said, Raviji helped plan the manual that you'll get, and we'll have another one. So if you're taking a course at HUA, you know we have the learning management system. You can log in. You have access to the readings and all the things that Śāstric is talking about. So we're going to keep that going.
Then, Ankurji, on the matter, I hear the concern about the various aspects. We have another course, as you know, offered by Kalyanji, the Varna Jati, where these can be addressed. So that is already there in the offerings of the university.
Yeah, and we've done a couple other courses on the Divine Feminine, the role of women in Hinduism. Different faculty have been offering different programs and courses in that way. So again, depending on interest, we can develop new courses. And again, because it's a quarter system, we're not able to offer all of our 250 courses every quarter, but in some sort of rotation we do. And please let us know what you're interested in, and we'll try to get to it. Vinaji, yes, this is only in person. We're not going to make the retreat available for online participation. We might be able to do something else later. Yes, Vijayji, the holistic yoga retreat is concurrent. It's going to be at the same time as this retreat. That's with Sriram Sarvatam, Dr. Sriram Sarvatam. We'll figure it out, but it's going to be an exciting experience. If you have one family member or two family members who want to do one retreat and another one or two who want to do the other retreat, and then combine, that's an amazing experience that we can also facilitate. And yeah, Vijayji, so they are going to be in parallel. Are we going to offer common elements? Are some of the retreat participants going to take the same sessions? So have some large sessions?
There will be some common elements, yes.
That's really exciting. I'm glad that we're going to be working with you and Sriramji. That's going to be amazing, no doubt. You don't want to miss this, folks. If you can, please do. I'll put details to enroll in the retreat in the chat just after we get through a few more questions. Balaji, yeah, you can leave early on the first. Kind of the last day lunch is kind of when we're expecting people to leave after, because of flights and all those details. Yeah, we'll be flexible. The middle 2 days are the heavy days where you really want to be there from kind of morning to evening. So that's the way that's going to go. So yeah, if you can make it and just miss a little bit on the first, I think that'll be okay. And again, everything will be accessible. If you miss anything, you'll get it online, and we'll figure that out. Radhaji, I know if you can't make it, that'll be a little disappointing, but thank you for your continued support. Okay, Len, you are unmuted. Go ahead and share what you would like to share.
Yes, good afternoon or morning. A couple of questions I have. This is new to me. I've been in a faith, but I'm very much interested in learning about the practice of Hinduism. But I will share this one experience that I had. I went to a temple in Ede, Tennessee, and I was so reprimanded in the temple for doing something that I had no idea I shouldn't do. I was standing in a section where people weren't allowed to stand, and other people knew that, but I didn't know it because I was not of that practice. And I just felt like overwhelmed, like there was more of a focus on making sure people didn't do something as opposed to embracing newcomers. And, you know, I guess my trepidation is in coming, and a lot of times people come, they've practiced, they know what to do and not to do, and are not, and some become really annoyed if you do something that they think you shouldn't do. And so I guess, you know, is it going to be an open atmosphere? And I hate to bring this up. I want to say, and I'm saying it out of concern and out of love, you know, if I come to a place, I want to feel welcomed, you know, because it is different than academic and a course on Zoom. But, you know, I just hope that the hospitality, I pray that it's loving and it's welcoming to all people. And so I guess if you could respond to that.
Yes, it will be.
Okay, thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
I mean, that is a short answer, but that is exactly the empathy, the way that we're building Hindu University of America to be welcoming to all folks. Because yeah, that is unfortunately not common, but it happens, and people have stories about how they weren't welcome. Or even I grew up in America going to Hindu temples, asking questions and not getting answers, right? Not actually having my concerns addressed in a way that I understood and engaged with. So, Len, we're going to do our best to make you feel welcome if you do join, everyone. So please do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we will also have a little orientation so that, you know, you will actually feel that you have become part of the whole study.
All right, wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you, Len, for joining. PJ Red, you had kind of asked earlier. PJ Red, if you want to unmute yourself. All right, Prabhatji, you are unmuted and ready to go. So go ahead. Let's hear from you.
Yes, thank you, Ankurji. I have 2 points now. When I clicked, I had only 1 point. I'm glad that 2 of our Devis, that the participating Devis have raised their hands and asked questions and their comments. So to our first one, I forget the name, that how it would relate to our current practices in the society with, between men and women, so to speak. Perhaps as part of the, just a suggestion, as part of the 4-day session, an hour can be set aside where the participants themselves can develop an answer together by discussing what they have learned after, so that will be their guidance, and then along with their experience from the society and the families, they can discuss their points, and perhaps something can come out. At least everyone will learn from each other. So that's one suggestion I basically had. And second
Sure.
one to our Devi
We can
Len.
have breakout sessions. We can
Yeah.
have breakouts. Yeah.
To our Devi Len, I am glad you brought that point out. As you would imagine, in any group when you interact, there people you can face, or you can come across any different kind of personalities. So I am so sorry that you had that experience. But in general, my experience tells me, and I live in the US also, it is very welcoming actually, and especially welcoming to the strangers meaning like, they might be new to the culture, so to speak. So I think when you interact with more people, your experience will turn into much more positive than what you might have had a brush with. So those 2 questions I wanted, comments I wanted to share. Thank you, Ankurji. Thanks a lot. And I'm so glad with the initiative. Thank you.
I would like to talk a little bit as an addendum to Ankurji's mentioning about the location itself, about the campus and how we have got such beautiful places to stay and all. Again, let me go back to our ancient India, where various sages were practicing, studying, and then discovering various Veda mantras, concepts, studying things that are going on in their contemporary society. And then there would be periodical assemblies of these sages. So many of you who are familiar with the Puranas, normally the Puranas always start by saying that there was a long drawn yajna that was going on in a forest called Naimisharanya. This Naimisharanya is a metaphor. The metaphor is Aranya. Rana means conflict. Aranya, when you prefix with a, it means no conflict. So an Aranya is a place of no conflict. Then, secondly, this Aranya also means a wooded area, a forest wooded area. And our campus is in such a wooded area, and it is an Aranya, and it is a place of absolute no conflict, and where all of us come together for study and for with affectionate getting together. So it's an Aranya. Then secondly, Naimisharanya has a prefix of Nimisha. Nimisha means 1 minute in Sanskrit. So you enter an Aranya, and within 1 minute, all your conflicts are all completely resolved. So,
America.
So it becomes a Naimisharanya. So therefore, the retreat setting in Orlando is like the Naimisharanya. So in this Naimisharanya, the activities that go on is, as I gave in the introduction, the Stotra, then the Veda, then the Upanishad, then contemplation, then we are going to do Havan every day. We are going to do Puja every day, hands-on. That means you learn the Vedic mantras and you learn the stotras, and you use those Vedic mantras and stotras so that you can hands-on perform the puja and the yajna, which means both the theoretical aspect of learning the mantras and the application of those mantras in ritual happens immediately, so that your experience is seamless. Then you can take home with you not only the learning of the mantras and the stotras, but also to know how to apply that. We have actually had a number of sessions of one of the offerings called the Introduction to Vedic Ritual. A number of sessions have happened in the last 3-4 years. We have also had a number of sessions on Introduction to Vedic Chanting. So the introduction, those students who have taken the courses of Introduction to Vedic Chanting and Introduction to Vedic Ritual, this is a great opportunity for you to come and then show your learning of the Vedic chanting and also actually perform the Vedic rituals that you learned in those courses. So that also opens a whole vista of experience for those of you who have already taken the Introduction to Vedic Ritual and the Introduction to Vedic chanting. And this will be a combination of the two. So for those who have not taken that course, this will become an introduction and an experience which can evolve into later on taking those courses and going further deeper into those two complementary activities. So that's what happens in the Naimisharanya of the Hindu University campus in Orlando. I see a couple of hands raised, Ankurji.
Yeah, let's hear from Vijayji. And then Lynn.
Hello. Namaskaram, Ashwin Garu. Namaskaram, Ankur Garu. I have just a small practical question. Sorry to take up the floor. I'm forced to join from my phone and it locked me out of asking questions by text. I am coming, I was speaking with Pragya Garu yesterday over email, and she said I could come one day earlier to settle because I'm coming from Montreal, and I plan to come the day before. Would that be a problem, or do I have to arrange something in advance? You know, I just wanted to know. Thank you so much again.
Yeah, we should be able to figure that out. Pragyaji will definitely coordinate with Arvind Swamiji, our Vice President of Operations, and as long as there's some space available on the retreat campus, which is very likely, there might be a extra day fee or whatever, but we should be able to get you in early. Thank you for making the journey out from that far away. You won't be disappointed. So yeah, we'll accommodate.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijayji. Lynn, you're up next. Can you speak louder or speak into your device? It's hard to hear you. Hello, Lynn.
And now you can hear me clearly, yes?
Yeah, now we can hear you. Thank you.
I see. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. I'm a Westerner. My name is Lynn. I'm born Lynn Mary, and now my name is Lindvali. So I'm very lucky. And I have a lot to learn. And I'm very seldom amongst other people learning. Yes, we have a kirtan in this town in England. I'm from Africa. But we all need to bring our good attitude. And we do bring our good attitude. And yes, I enjoy learning from people who know way, way, way more than I do in this sphere. I like the way that we opened with what I call the harmony mantra. Om Sādhanā Vavatu, Sādhanā Punaktu. I call that the harmony mantra. And yeah, I just felt a need as a Westerner to speak and to choose the words that we use so that we're contributing to harmony, like always, because it's going to make us comfortable, increase our well-being, and yeah, that's how I try to conduct my days. I'm very thankful to the Hindu University of America. I'm quite amazed. I feel so honored. I still feel so happy that I'm able to listen from here. Thank you very much. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
So what will be a day like? Because we are going to be together for 4 days. And then what would be the flow in all the 4 days that we will go through? We would start the day with a puja. We will start the day with a puja, with chanting of some of the hymns and the stotras. And then whatever we have learned the previous evening and during the previous day, those mantras we will apply on day 2 to actually perform the ritual. On day 1, I will walk you through those mantras, and then we will do the puja and the homa or the yajna. And then we are also going to study parts of the Vedic hymns. On day 1, we will be studying the hymns addressed to Devi Saraswati, goddess of learning. On day 2, we will be learning the hymns pertaining to Devi Lakshmi, and on day 3 to Durga and other forms. And we will also discuss how in the entire Vedic corpus the evolution of the Devi took place. So we will look at some of the evidences, archaeological evidences also, how in ancient, before the Vedic era, in the Harappa and Mohenjo-daro sites, we have been able to find some seals which talk about the worship of Devi, both as a prayer for fertility, also for motherhood, for the sake of being a good wife and a leader in the house. All those things we will also trace a little bit of historically how based on the excavations that are done. Then we will also look at the philosophical part every day. It's called the Upanishad Bhaga. So the day 1 we will study the Upanishad relating to Saraswati. There is an Upanishad called the Saraswati Hridaya Upanishad. We will study that Upanishad. On day 2 we will study on Lakshmi. There is a Saubhagya Lakshmi Upanishad is there. And on day 3 we will study probably definitely 2 Upanishads, the Kena Upanishad and the Devi Upanishad. And we will also study one of the very powerful mantras called the Devi Sukta. Then we will also look at the various legends from the Puranas. So one of the main Puranas we will also focus is called the Devi Mahatmya or the Chandi. And this Chandi is also worshipped by means of the offering of oblations into the sacred fire called Homa. And we'll be doing the Chandi Homa on the 3rd day. So that way, it will be a mixture of a study of iconography. We will also look at the various sacred places to visit. In fact, very sacred places of Devi are there, not only in present-day India, but it is there in Pakistan, it is there in Sri Lanka, it's there in Burma, and now in United States also, we have got a number of temples where Devi is actually in stone and in Vigraha or in the icons. Of special interest would be the temple in Orlando. In the Hindu temple in Orlando, hopefully, if we get some time, we can even do a small excursion. We can come to, it's about an hour drive from the campus. There is the Hindu temple. In this Hindu temple, there is the iconography of the Saptamatrikas, the 7 forms of the mother. A beautiful iconography. I will share in the retreat a PowerPoint I have produced. And these icons are actually carved according to the Shilpa Shastra. Shilpa Shastra is the iconography Shastra in our, and I will give you the original Sanskrit explanation of that particular form, and you can see they actually carved in the temple according to the Shilpa Shastra. And there is also the, we have also icons of Lakshmi, the various forms of Lakshmi in the temple. And that would be a nice field trip if we can get some time during these 3.5 days. So you can also have a visual experience of a nearby temple, how Devi has also been incorporated in the temples. So what is the purpose of bringing all these iconography in the temple? Not everybody has access, inclination, or aptitude to study the Veda, to study the Purana, to study the Upanishads. So they will be denied of the knowledge about the Devata, about the deity. So our sages said, let us actually build temples. And in these temples, suppose we have all these iconography, whether the depicting of the epics such as Mahabharata or Ramayana, or about the various devatas and those forms, in one visit, the visitor will be able to know everything about that particular devata, about that particular temple, about the concepts that are there in the Veda. So it becomes a book in stone. So we will introduce how to do the study of the various iconographies whenever you visit a temple. And many of you do go to India and visit temples, but then it is possible that you just go straight into the sanctum sanctorum, offer your prayers, and then go out without actually studying the temple structure itself. So here, focusing on Devi, we will see how to study a iconography of various temples. So therefore, 6 aspects will be discussed every day. The Vedic aspect, Veda Vibhaga. We will look at the Upanishads, the philosophical aspect, Upanishad Bhaga. Then we will see how Devi is seen in the Purana Bhaga. Then hymns and prayers, Stotra Bhaga. Then we will have Puja and Homa, Yajna Bhaga. And then we will also have musical sessions. We have our very dear friend and an extraordinary faculty, Kanikeshwaran. He will be actually part of this retreat. And every evening we are going to have him teach us how to sing some of these hymns. We'll also have the musical components. So Veda number 1, Upanishad number 2, Purana number 3, Stotras number 4, Puja and Yajna practice number 5, and Sangeeta number 6. This is how each day we will be engaging with each other and the subject matter.
Great. No, Balaji, Acharya Mrityunjayji is not going to be at the retreat. But as Shreyasaji just said, Kanixji will be. I know Acharya Mrityunjayji has become very popular. He's been great. We'll try and do something. And him and Shreyasaji combining, I think that would be pretty amazing as well. Shreyasaji, I don't know if you've been able to connect with Acharya Mrityunjay in any detail, but he's yeah, go ahead.
Well, I have not. So please tell me about him.
So he's in Antelope Valley in Southern California, but he's the practicing priest, the guru, the Swami, at a temple in Antelope Valley, and he's teaching the Lalita Sahasranama and the Vishnu Sahasranama courses at HUA. And he came to America just like 2 or 3 years ago, and his just trajectory has been amazing. I really think you should meet with him when you can and work
I
him
will,
into a future
because
trip.
my sister lives in Los Angeles, so when I visit her next, I will see you also. And
Yes, definitely looking forward to that. Awesome. Okay, Jayashriji is asking, there are many mythical stories of the many forms of the Devi which adorn many small and big temples, which can be confusing. So I hope we will understand them better and avoid the differences of their interpretations. Good question, good comment. What do you think, Sri Aswaji?
yes, we will do that. That's part of our syllabus.
Great, so that's part of the syllabus, and we'll be sharing that syllabus.
Yes, we'll be sharing that. We'll be sharing PowerPoint pictures so that they will be able to say, okay, these are the various weapons that this female figure is holding. So how do I identify that? So looking at how many hands are there, what kind of weapons are there, which hand is holding which weapon. So the various names are all very distinctly established in our Shastras. We will talk about that.
Great.
For example, let me give one example. Where you suppose you were traveling in Karnataka, there is a place called Belur, and nearby there's another place called Halebide of extraordinary iconography. And it's unparalleled. So if you were to go there, you will see various forms of the Devi. For instance, one of the forms of the Devi is a dancing, it's a dancing female figure. So we see dancing female figures of different deities. How do we place which particular deity this dancing figure is? She is actually holding a veena. A veena is like a lute. She's holding a veena and she is dancing. So immediately looking at that veena, you can actually conclude that it is Saraswati. Many times we have seen Saraswati sitting, but here you will see Saraswati dancing. So who is this Saraswati? It's called as Natya Saraswati. So Saraswati, all the characteristics of Saraswati, but she is also a Natya Saraswati. So such nuances also we will discuss during our retreat.
Great. Okay, Sujitji is asking a brief online opportunity for PhD in Hindu studies. That's amazing that you're interested in that. I've dropped a link in the chat or a response to your question. We have a Doctor of Hindu Studies and a PhD in Hindu Studies. So these are two different high-level programs in Hindu Studies, and you can focus on your particular interest and area of study, including Srividya, kind of the epistemology on that. So there's a lot of flexibility there, Sujitji. Hopefully you fill out the poll question, said that you're interested in graduate programs, and maybe if you hit that request that we reach out to you with information, we will be sure to do that. Sujitji, thank you for that question. Dress code. Is there a dress code for pujas and homas and all of that? What do you think, Shri Aswaji?
I was going to talk about it in a second. Yes, recommended dress code. If you, Saraswati is associated with the white color. So on the day we are studying Saraswati, if possible, white or cream colored clothing. And then if you are going to wear white, traditionally we don't wear pure white. It must have some other color mixed. For example, the border can be red and the border can be blue, or so that way you don't have a pure white sari or silver kameez or pajama kurta. So then for Lakshmi, the typical color is red. So any red colored clothing that you can find, or anything near red, maybe rose colored, so you can use that also. Then similarly for Durga, Parvati, also red is a recommended color. Then so the dress code is little flexible because Orlando is a pretty hot place. August will be quite warm, and therefore we can be flexible with dress code, especially for the theoretical part. When you are learning the Vedic chanting, or when we are actually studying the iconography or studying the Puranic legends, it's okay. But for the puja and the homa, we recommend that you wear traditional clothes. And if you don't have traditional clothes, a good opportunity to go shopping.
Nice. Thank you, Shreyasaji. Radhaji, Radhanil and Katz, I have you on here, and I think you're unmuted. What would you like to share today? Radhaji? Can't hear you. Okay, maybe we'll come back to you. Just let us know when you can speak. HK is asking, during the Vedic period, the Devi was not depicted in physical form. When did the transition to temple and deity worship begin, and why?
No, in the Vedic time also we do have indications of how she was, but there it was more for dhyana. So only the qualities of the Devi is contemplated. But still we have indications, for example, in the Sri Sukta, her color is given. Hiranyavarnam Harinim. Hiranyavarnam. Hiranya means gold. Varna means color. So she is of the golden color. And then, so therefore there are indications in the Vedic mantras as to what her form is. Take, for example, the Kena Upanishad. In the Kena Upanishad, which is part of the Veda, Upanishad is part of the Veda. And in the Kena Upanishad, very clearly the mantra says, Uma Haimavati. Uma Haimavati is very distinctly connected to Parvati, and then she descends to teach the gods. So therefore, there was some conception of the forms of the Devi. Then we also see the forms of the Devi, especially in the Indus seals and others. So it is not as though all the Vedas talk only about abstract concepts.
Great. HK, if you have a follow-up, type it out or raise your hand and we can get into some more of the details, because that is definitely interesting, right? The evolution of the presentation and the characterization of Devi in our civilization. So I think that was a pretty interesting, and thank you for that response,
Then the
Shreyasaji.
river, Arvindji, Ankurji, about the rivers, you can see,
All the
we'll talk
rivers
a
are
little
named.
bit about the rivers. All the rivers are actually representing the Devi. So therefore, all these rivers were actually the form of the Devi. So whether you talk about Ganga, then, or whether you talk about more than Ganga, the more ancient is the Saraswati River. So the Saraswati River in the whole civilization is considered as a form. Then if you go to the Ushas Sukta of the Rigveda, in the Ushas Sukta, very clearly the Vedic mantra, this is from the Rigveda, a very ancient part of the Vedas, a description of Ushas, how she comes with all her splendor and beauty. We have the Ratri Sukta also. So it may not be as purely correctly defined as in the later Purana period, but the conception of form is there in the early Vedic period also.
Great. All right, we are coming close to the end of our webinar. We're at the top of the hour. I have the poll up. Please let us know if you're interested in this retreat, if you're interested in any programs. We'll do the follow-up. Any last questions or people who want to ask something, make a comment? Now is your chance. Let me make my pitch. This is going to be an amazing retreat. It's going to be a great opportunity to connect with not just Sri Aswaji, but other like-minded people. Visit our HOA campus, become part of our vision and mission at Hindu University of America. I've put the details in the chat. There's a range of costs, right, between $500 and $1,800. So there's some flexibility there depending on your situation. So we look to, again, be welcoming, have you participate and join. Poojaji has her hand up. Let me get you up here. Yeah, Poojaji, go ahead. You can unmute yourself.
Can you hear me? Namaste.
Namaste, yes.
Yes, it is. I don't know how to say it is fortunate or unfortunate. I will be in India during that time and visiting Devi temple, but I won't be able to attend our retreat. So,
Which temple would you be going, Poojaji?
so I'm going to Isha Yoga Bhairavi Devi temple.
Okay.
And I am also visiting one very local temple in Gujarat. It's about fire. They just spray fire. There is no form. It's called I forgot the name of that place. It's in Kutch Bhuj.
If possible, Poojaji, when you go to Gujarat, please visit the Ambaji.
Okay. Yes, I've been to Ambaji, but I sure will visit. Yes.
Yeah, Ambaji is where the Sati's heart actually fell. We will also talk about the 51 Shaktipitas. That is, I want to hold back the story for the retreat.
Okay.
But
I will definitely go visit Ambaji. I will make it happen.
Yes, yes. Please visit Ambaji. Yes.
Okay.
Especially because
So do you have?
Especially because it is the heart of the Devi.
Okay, I will make sure I do that. Also, I had a question. Do you think I need to prepare something to be more recipient to Devi's grace before I visit? Can I do any special things?
Yeah. Yes. If you can, go to a local priest and ask them to perform either a havan or a puja for Devi, and then that would be, you take a resolve.
We can do that. So
yeah.
Puja for me or something?
Yeah.
Or before
Puja
going
for
there?
Devi. Yeah, puja for
Okay.
Devi. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I will do so.
If you were
Thank
in
you
the
so much.
if you are in the retreat, you would have learned the Durga Sukta, a short hymn, and that hymn you could have used yourself for doing the puja. But it's okay. We will offer the retreat again some other time.
Okay, I'll be there. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you, Poojaji. Kids above what age? What is going to be the minimum age requirement?
I would say 14, 15 years old.
14, 15.
Anybody who will be able to, kind of endure sitting in the class, and then, so 14, 15-year-olds will be possibly in high school, and then, so they will be able to sit through 6, 7 hours. And then also they will be very receptive. Just to my grandson, I teach my grandchildren also Vedic chanting, and then they are able to sit for an hour and then chant without distraction. So a little bit of that focus will be there around that age.
And if you have some precocious 12 and 13-year-olds, we might be able, but again, being able to sit for 6, 7 hours. I was a middle school substitute teacher for about 5 years. So middle school kids can be very difficult, but some can be, at a whole different level. So maybe we can adjust accordingly. Yeah, hopefully this can be a family experience for some folks. That'd be great.
And there is also some facilities at the campus. They can go out and, play in the yard and all that.
Yeah, we can do a little bit of that, but we won't have childcare. So you can't just bring kids and have them do whatever they want. We won't be able to facilitate that yet. Maybe in the future, and we can think about that. But as of now, that is not available. Sorry for that, but hopefully, hopefully the person who asked, your kids are 12, 13, 14 or above. Yeah. What do we? Sorry, just
14, 15, we don't need childcare. So
yeah. No upper age limit, Jayashriji. Whoever can make it out, we're welcome. We have golf carts. We can drive you around if you have mobility issues, other things like that. It isn't, it's kind of like glamping, like glamorous camping. It's on the high end, yes. But if you have other physical issues, we may be able to adjust. We should definitely discuss that. But there's no age limit. It's depending on your kind of condition and how comfortable you feel and traveling and all those other details.
And food, please say a little bit about food, Ankurji.
Yeah. The food is going to be amazing. It's going to be sattvic. We've acquired the California College of Ayurveda, so nutrition, vegetarian options. There'll be a lot of it's gotten better also since we started the retreats, and we will have a whole meal plan and breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, cha, nasto, all of that is going to be a part of it, and it's going to be pretty good and healthy. So
cooked on campus.
And it's cooked on campus. There's a cafeteria where people can go and have those side conversations and talk about things that they're particularly interested, almost like breakout sessions during meals. And then I think Shriyasaji, you said that we'll have specific breakout sessions, but that, as we know, eating and discussing creates a whole different level of connection, and it's part of the experience of having a retreat, right? Sharing a meal with other people who you're immersed in this experiencing Devi retreat with. Yeah. Do the chalets have Wi-Fi? The Wi-Fi is not strong. Most of the chalets have difficulty getting Wi-Fi. The office does. I think we're expanding the Wi-Fi. I don't know if it's going to be ready across the campus by August. I know that's a project that's been in the works. That's a 6-figure project. So they're working on that, and hopefully it is up, but I can't guarantee that right now. We'll look into that, and Champakaji, if before the retreat, we'll hone in on an exact answer for you there. Yeah. Len was asking, what was the 51 about? Sorry, I missed that section where you're talking about the 51 examples. Was that
the 51 is called Matrikas. This is where there was a yajna, Daksha yajna. In the Daksha yajna, Sati immolates herself. Immolates herself means she doesn't burn down, but from within herself, she actually dies. And Shiva is very, very upset, and he carries the body and will be with great anger roaming about all the 3 worlds. That is when Mahavishnu releases his chakra and cuts the body into 51 parts, Sati's body into 51 parts. These 51 parts are associated with the 51 alphabets of the Sanskrit language. And wherever the various parts of the body of the Devi fell, it is called as a Shakti Pita. So that's why I was talking about Ambaji, saying that it is where the heart, when the body was cut, the heart of the Devi fell in Gujarat and Ambaji place. That is why it became a Shakti Pita. Similarly, there are various parts of our body which fell in different parts of Greater Bharata. All of them have become sacred places, and they are associated with a particular letter. So that
very
is
cool, right? The symbolism, the connectivity, the layers of meaning behind so much of Sanatana Dharma is beautiful. And again, this is why I love having you, Shri Shriyasaji. You connect it, you make it accessible, you explain it in such a beautiful way. This is why you're such a popular faculty at HUA, why you're continuing to offer courses, and your retreat. I think we might max out. I think we might have hit our limit on seats. So please register for this retreat as soon as you can. We can get all those logistics figured out. We can get the details to you, and you can immerse yourself and actually experience Devi. And it is coming up quick, so please do register for the retreat. Sign up now. Yeah, so that's about it from me. Shri Asoji, I think we're closing in on the end. We don't have any other questions remaining. Nobody has their hand up in the chat. So let me just put the details of the retreat in the chat again. It's going to be August 29th to September 1st at our Pine Lake retreat in Florida. The link to register is right there. This is going to be accommodation, food, multiple workshops. It's going to be a rejuvenating experience. You got to figure out your own travel, right? Airfare or driving or however you're going to get there. And the cost is between $500 and $1,800, depending on what level of accommodation you decide that you want. So thank you, everyone. It is always my pleasure to host. I don't think I'm going to be able to go to the retreat. I asked Kalanji, please send me, but I'm not going to be able to go to this one. We have other things going on the West Coast. But I look forward to meeting you, Shri Asoji, when you come to Los Angeles, and
Yes,
we'll connect then. Thank you, everyone. It's always my pleasure. Shri Asoji, let me hand it to you for maybe closing thoughts, and then if you want to do a mantra on the way out.
Incidentally, I have requests from our friends in West Coast to do the retreat for Shiva and retreat for Devi. So maybe we can think of doing it under the Friends of HUA groups. Yes, wonderful. So we will also, since I travel quite a bit, we will also see if in other locations, depending on if any of the Friends of HUA have come forward, we can even do the retreats in different cities also. So that way, this knowledge spreads everywhere. So with that, we will conclude with a Shanti Mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you. Thank you, Ankurji. As always, your dynamic presence here. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone. Dhanyawad.
Namaste.